Okay, so gym and atrium. Now we're going to create several windows around the gym. I'm going to start with the gym. I'm going to do all kinds of details. I'm going to do a stair here, and I'm going to enter slowly the atrium space with details and so, okay? You should save as at this point. If you haven't, you should know that. So okay, let's do it. It says casement. That's a type of window, so I'm going to place a window here. I'm going to go to the level 2. I'm going to create a window, so you press on window, but we don't have the type we want, which is called casement in this case. So I'm going to say load family, go to W, window is at the bottom, and casement is 3 by 3, this option, with trim. Okay, you load it, automatically it's going to appear here, the whole set, but we want a very big one, like one is 220 inches by 220, so you can select either one and just edit the type and duplicate it. Everything appears in this one. So you rename it as the number, it's 220. That doesn't mean you have changed anything but the title, so you have to go and change the height to 20 inches and the width to 20 inches. Okay, say OK, and because I'm in level 2, I'm going to just place a little bit without carrying much. I escape that, and I'm going to create a couple lines. If your line doesn't appear, it's because in the visibility and graphics VV you have it turned on, so just go to lines and make sure that all your lines here are turned on or checked. Okay. I can do another line from the middle point there, so now I can select the window and move from here, from here to the line. No? Good. Another thing that could happen in the window is if you select it, you may have entered it like this, meaning that the glass is outside. We want it inside, so select it and swapped its position. Okay, we don't need the green lines anymore. What I want to do is, again, this you should do normally, is like have several sections to work with, so you just create another section or work with one you have already, and you want to check the section carefully, see what's happening here. Okay, so obviously this has several problems. I'm going to say TL as in thin lines, and it's obviously not correct. We want this window to be aligned with the level 2. Now, why is it 3 feet? Because we should probably have changed the sill height before that. But what I'm going to do is move it down to the level, and that's perfect. Okay. I'm also going to go to find so I see what's happened here. I'm going to fix this in a second in a simple way. So that's good. Control Tab, select window, copy, and I'm going to use the grids to copy, and because I wasn't that smart I didn't say multiple, so I'm going to say it this time. From grids to grid to grid and last. Now you see I'm leaving a wall here and here, which I think it makes more sense. I'm going to select all these, filter out everything except the windows, and MM stands for mirror pick axis, so I'm going to say MM, pick the axis, and they come to this side. No? Good. Now there's another window, 220 by 110, so I'm going to select that one. Sorry, I'm going to just say window, edit type, duplicate, 110, and height is 110 inches. Okay, now that one we want it actually in level 1, so go level 1, and I'm going to say window, make sure that's the one we're dealing with, and I'm not sure, I think I'm placing a couple of them, so I'm just going to place it for now there without really taking care of that, and I'm going to create a couple lines to determine the center for each of the windows. No? So I go to the middle line, there we go. I move this one, move from here to the green. Now I can select MM for mirror, selecting this axis. Actually, before that, let me Control C that, and I'm going to put another section here. So I move this section, double click to see the height of that window, and for now I'm going to keep it there because I know actually this one has to be a little bit higher, so I'm just going to move it up, and then we'll fix this in a second. Actually, what we can do is select, move it, and place it using the level 2 as top. Okay, Control Tab, and now select the window level 1. If we don't see it, it's because we're cutting underneath it. So I'm going to say mirror, MM, and there you go. It's there. If you don't see it again, don't worry. And mirror, center axis, and both of them are there. If you want to double check, just go to the 3D. I'm going to get rid of the section box. And this looks as we want it and plan. Okay, I'm going to go here, level 1, 2, create a couple doors. So door, we don't want that door, so we're going to load another family, go to doors, and again we can just span this and use the Control and the scroll button to see some interesting walls. We want a double wall, not sliding, double glass door, open. And center to the stair. Got it. Select MM for mirror axis. We have another exit door there. Good. Looks good. Let's do a couple of details that I think are important. Let's bring this here for a second. So let's do, for example, in the wall, split the base. So we can enter any wall and start dealing with the specificities of each of the walls. For example, how the bottom of the brick, we don't want it in brick, and we're going to use concrete to make that. So we're going to change several of those things. So let's go step by step. If we select the wall, we have a door here, a wall that goes through the building and into the atrium. So we want to first actually split this wall. For that, I'm going to use the level 1 and the split command, which is right here, split. And I'm going to make sure that I go outside of the green line and split that wall. If I escape now, I select it. This is one wall, this is another one. So what I want to assign a new type of wall for whatever's exterior and maintain the one we have for whatever's interior. Now we have to also split this one. So split. And there you go. Let's go to the 3D. If you select, you see how now it stops there. No? So this is the one we want to duplicate. So we're going to say edit type, duplicate, CMU, and we're going to call it gym. Say OK, edit type, preview, section is the way I like to see it actually. And we're going to change several things here. We're going to use the modify tool, the split region, and you can use the sweep and rebuilds. We're going to use it, but we're going to use it in a different way, much more three-dimensional, accurate. Okay. So split region allows you to come into each of the layers, and you see how a blue line appears. You can split a layer in two. So there you go. You press there. By the way, if you enter this mode of modify split region, then suddenly the scroll button does not allow you to pan, so you have to pan with these guys. So it's a little bit of a, it's not very comfortable to move in this window. Don't escape, because if you escape you get out of this mode, so you don't save any change. Okay. So now you can say assign layers. So what you can do is add another layer here. Say insert, make it a finish layer, and make it a concrete. To replace concrete. That's going to be not a precast, although it could be a precast piece, but I'm going to just say a lightweight, meaning that it's built there on site. And now I'm going to say assign layers, select the layer, assign layers, and you click there, so it turns into concrete. Okay. Another thing we want to do is modify and start unlocking the first 3 layers from the outside. Okay, and we want to do that in both the top and the bottom. So modify, select, unlock, select, unlock, select, unlock. Say OK, OK. So if you check now, we have that detail in this wall, because this is the one I selected and duplicated. So I'm going to select these 2, pressing Control, and I'm going to assign the gym wall, so they also have that detail. And again, remember, we don't want to change what's happening in this inner part. That could have created some problems for reasons that you're going to see right now. We're going to make this totally different detail. So let's go to the plan now. Let's go to the section and see what things are shown there. So we see now this split. That's good. So the reason why I unlocked the layers, because now I can click here, make the top be unconnected, and drag it down to this bottom of the roof, take this one up. So this detail becomes perfect. No? You want to do that in the other side too. You make it unconnected. You can use the line tool here or just drag it down and up. You always have to drag down the whole thing and then bring up whatever layer you want to bring up. That has to be also repeated in this side. So we select, drag down, unconnected, drag down, and drag up. Okay, so good. That section starts becoming interesting. Okay, so here's a typical, you don't have to really check too much on this, but here's a typical brick wall finish in the foundation. You have CMU, as we have, that stops in the slab level, but the brick continues because you normally don't want to show the slab ending point. So we need to do this same solution we have done to the top. We want to do it here. Okay, let's try that if we have time. The way I'm going to save that. So we want to we can actually already shift this, but you see how the foundation slab is sticking out. So we actually have to select that one, the slab first, and edit the boundary. It's going to tell us you cannot edit the boundary from here, so you better go to a logical level to do that. I'm going to go level 1, and I'm going to offset this, meaning offset. What I'm going to do, I think, is 9 3/4 of an inch inwards. So I don't want to do a copy. Inwards, inwards. Now I don't change that one, and you say OK. Now it's going to ask you, do you want the floors to snap to the bottom? I think in this case, since we are OK with that, and we all know that gives problems, we should say no. Let's see if it does it. Say unjoin elements. Let's go to the section very fast. So first thing, it's going to happen that actually the foundation wall has to be also taken down, so you can do the line tool and take the foundation down, and now you can select your wall and did as we did before. No? So you drag it down, and now it's a perfect connection, top and bottom. We should do that in every side, but I'll do that in a second. Okay.